know who the fuck is back. The spot where the news brings you the news. This week, the Hard Corner returns.
That's
with another
right.
fucking. I don't even like saying episodes because episodes make it sound like a show. Because this ain't so much a show, but we kind of just rebounding, the 411. So whatever you want to call it, this is the next installation of that. What's crack-a-lack and Busky?
Another week where the news brings you the news. You know the deal.
Yep. And fucking before we even go, make sure you subscribe, tune in, go to Smoking Word TV on YouTube and subscribe. And make sure you subscribe to the Smoking Word TV Facebook page. We're about to take this live, so make sure you could go and interact, tune in, and support the show. But with that being said, a lot of shit has been going on. We have a lot of shit to drop on you motherfuckers this week. A lot of things went on in New York City. We'll start with some shows. There was actually a show that I'm actually fucking pissed. It's rare that I really say, man, I want to really hit that show. But this was not only a very important and a special show, but a show, for the lovers of this New York hardcore shit. And it was the benefit for Richie, Killing Time Breakdown. And it was a benefit at the Brooklyn Monarch. I don't know if you went, Busky, or you know anybody who did go. But yeah, man, it was a benefit. Killing Time, Alone in the Crowd, Breakdown, Uppercut, Maximum Penalty, The Fight, Standstill. Listen, that bill right there was like a bill that happened like 25 years ago with Breakdown, Uppercut, Alone in the Crowd. That's like some real, and more than that, it's important, and it feels good to see that, people coming together that maybe aren't around as much anymore, but coming together because this is what we're made of, to do their thing, to celebrate, and also pay homage to an OG, man. And but I don't know. Have you heard got any 411 on this on Busky?
Yeah, no, I was there. Gator, can we get that image up? Is that possible at all? There we go. Okay. Yeah, no, dope ass flyer. The minute it came out, it was, a really cool, just looking flyer. The event, everything. Richie was an awesome dude. Played in some awesome bands. I was able to make it out. It was a great show. Like you said, it was a lot of old guys just paying respect and homage to, a classic New York pioneer, really. You know what I mean? Like some of those breakdown songs and those Killing Time songs are just. They're some of the best out there, and Richie had a hand in that. And he played a Maximum Penalty for a little while as well, too. So it was cool to see them get up there and play some old, some of their songs from those days. Uppercut was super cool to see, and Alone in the Crowd was super cool, So, yeah, man, awesome show.
How many beer bellies and bald heads were there?
A lot. Yeah, a lot, But it's good. Like you said, it's good that, people aren't going away. This thing is getting older. We're getting older. Some people fell off. Some people don't, and I feel like more people don't fall off than do fall off, and you see that now when you have benefit shows like this, where our age bracket of guys are unfortunately passing away or getting sick. And it really pulls out a lot of this generation, hardcore dudes and punk dudes or whatever. So there was a lot of old dudes there, a couple of younger dudes. It was good to see the guys from Pain of Truth were there. Our boy Darren from Up in the Locker Room was there, talk to those dudes. But all in all, it was kind of an old guy show, as the way it should be,
Yeah. And also, more than that, old guy show, but also it's just a hardcore show. Absolutely. Whatever happened to just being a hardcore show? Obviously a benefit, but forget old school straight edge hardcore show. Like when me and you went to shows, we went to a show. Yep. You could give it the title later on and say, oh yeah, there was a bunch of straight edge bands. Oh, there was a bunch of punk rock. But whatever it was a hardcore show. It's good. Not only that, we need that DNA to still look at. Not all of us are gonna be stage diving, doing the crucified chicken fighting in the pit. Yeah. We break hips. We don't got medical like all you motherfuckers out there. Yeah. But you got to remember, man, you got to show props even if it's once a year. Because I bet you got family members that you don't even see once a year. But for once a year, for OGs to come out or to come out when it really matters, that's what this shit's all about. So shout out to everybody and shout out, big rest in peace to fucking Rich. Hopefully he's making a lot of noise up there because I got a lot of family, and that's the band they should be listening to.
Absolutely.
And fucking now let's take it to the West Coast.
Yep.
Let's get that young blood fucking Sound of Fury shit that I've been seeing all over. First of all, it looked off the hook. Shout out to Sound and Fury. I know Martine has something to do with it.
Yep.
I never really talked to Martine about it, but actually we're gonna get him on here one of these days to fucking, break down some of that. But man, it looked off the hook. You seen any of the footage from that shit?
I did, man. And it's another one of those fests that started, just by our friends, like you say, our friend Martine and Riley that did a record label, and it started as just sort of a local fest. And if you've seen the footage from this year, it grew into a monster. It looked like half of Lollapalooza. It was probably, I think, 5,000 people, something like that. So it's grown. It's gotten pretty amazing. Some of the sets that I saw were like the Drain set, the Tsunami set, that Gulch set.
Yeah.
The Terror set looked amazing. The Mind Force, Pillars
Mind
of
Force
Ivory.
is right now. I'm on some Mind Force shit. I don't know. I think they got right now for me. They got that right amount of salt and pepper, that right amount of spice, that right amount of everything of how I like my shit at the moment right now. And like I told you, I'm also feeling that Gulch shit, man.
Yeah.
Like it tapped into my OG roots of this shit. I was never more on the punk side of shit, but I like anything mean, and I'm feeling that Gulch shit, man. I heard they just broke up too.
Yeah. I think that was the final show.
So, but shout out to the West Coast, and especially the young guns on the West Coast. I want motherfuckers to know, show love to the OGs, because the OGs see what's going on. Not everybody's, out there hating. But also, you young guns got to recognize where this shit comes from. So that's the way this shit works. You know what I mean? But shout out to everybody out there, again, doing it. The people doing it. The bands are involved. They're the guys booking the shows, playing the shows. Like that's what this shit's about.
Absolutely.
I'm just saying, I don't know the last time. Look it. I was just going to talk some shit on Metallica or on metal bands, but I was going to say when the last time they booked the show. But shout out to Kirk Hammett for booking that monster show where he handpicked Agnostic Front and a handful of bands. So you heard it here first. I was about to talk shit and I caught myself out there. But that's the real shit you get on the Hard Corner. If we believe this shit, we're gonna let you know what time it is. But that's how we're doing it. But yo, shout out to the West Coast and that. And but yeah, man, Tsunami too, man. These bands are coming with some shit. Like like.
You're right, though. I mean, it's a new generation that they've got decades worth of great material to reference now.
Yeah.
When you were coming up writing stuff in the early 90s, you only had almost, 10, 15 years worth of stuff to listen to,
true.
In terms of punk, the well that you're fishing, from. These kids now, they've got 30, 40 years on top of the fact that influences have opened up a lot more. Like back then you were pretty boxed in influence wise and what you could do punk hardcore wise. Nowadays, you've got your Machine Heads that can influence you. You've got your Panteras, like we've always talked about. You've got your X-Hoarders, all these things. So these bands are just, they call themselves hardcore bands, but half of them are either metal bands or rock bands or whatever, alternative bands even, but they're all under sort of this hardcore umbrella, and I think that these fests like Sound and Fury and This Is Hardcore, they embrace that, because it's not just this one sounding, hardcore music. You've got poppy stuff, you've got punk stuff, you've got, your Gulches, which are crazy or whatever. So I don't know. I think that we're in a good place, essentially, is what I'm getting at when it comes to punk hardcore and the generation and the West Coast, the East Coast. It's all getting married together perfectly, I feel like, nowadays.
And what I'm glad to see more than anything, that one isn't dominating the other, because in our scene that happens. The flavor of the year is doing punk rock, then only the punk rock sounding bands are doing well, and then the next time it's only the hip hop swag bands, and that does well. Right now you got Knock Loose killing it on that real metal type, metalcore, whatever you want to call them, on that side, and then you got the Gulches, the fucking, the Skulls, all these other bands doing that style. And look what they just drew, doing that hardcore punk that on that tip. So it's good to see that hardcore is motherfucking winning, period. This is I want everybody out there to know. It ain't just a New York hardcore thing. It ain't about a West Coast thing. It's about a worldwide hardcore family, because if you listen to anything heavy, the DNA comes from right here, not meaning us, meaning from the world we come from. So just recognize where the shit comes from. Everybody wants to talk about where rock and roll started. Well, you listen to anything with heavy guitars, it started with Black Sabbath and Vinny Stigma. So enough right there with that being. And with that being said, I ran into something really crazy. So everybody add me on TikTok. I don't do no dances or nothing, but to spread the word on the podcast. And I ran into this new group, and it caught me off guard. One, I saw a black girl with blonde hair yelling, and I was like, okay, first of all, let me check this shit out. And I never heard of them, and I ran into them, and the first thing I hear is she was yelling at me about taking her culture back. So I said, let me check this out real quick, and I checked it out. But there you go.
Rock and roll is black. Cause rock and roll is black.
Yeah, so there you go.
Looks like she's got to give some she's got to get some pointers from Corpse Grinder on that.
Oh yeah, yo,
on that headbang.
Listen, Corpse Grinder, please add her, DM her, and give her the 411 on that headbang and shit. Listen, let me just say this: it ain't my cup of tea. You know, some things. You know, listen. Shout out to everybody doing whatever the fuck they want to do, however the fuck they want to do it. I'm not big on this style where too much of this type of, you know, I think there's a way of doing things tastefully for me personally. And I did like it was done well for what it is, but it's not my thing. Yeah. And I think that what kind of caught my whole goat in general was also the message, which she was saying. She's basically talking about, I guess, rock and roll being black or whatever. We're not here for to push our opinions or nothing, but that caught me as a, you know, a different angle that we haven't seen in heavy music. So, you know, people think Jada Pinkett was the only one with a metal band. When now we got fucking Cinnabon.
Now we got Cinnabon. I almost just called her Cinnabon.
I know, almost did. She got a Cinnabon, but I didn't see that. Listen, don't me to us, all right? We're just talking what we see right here. Yeah. But Cinnabon, no, but listen, I'm all for one thing I do like. I like when there's women that aren't afraid to look sexy and also to be in your face and that will punch you in the face. Because people got, you know, some people tend to judge us for liking, you know, we're men. Some of us like seeing eye candy. Doesn't mean that we don't like we come from mothers. You know, we all come from a woman. So, you know, before you shit on us for looking at those things right there, look at those things and appreciate what the gods have given us, and Cinnabons and Cinnababes and all that good shit.
And buns, yeah.
But listen,
I respect and appreciate the sentiment. You know what I mean? Like, she has a right to speak her mind, obviously, you know, given whatever the circumstances are, male, female, black, white, it doesn't matter, you know? So I respect the fact that she's out there speaking her mind, promoting something. It seems a little industry based to me. It seems a little, you know, contrived, whatever. It doesn't take away from the message. I know that there's plenty of people out there taking what she's putting down and feeling empowered by it. And that's all to me that matters at the end of the day, especially with music. You know, like it's a great way to spread a message, you know, get your feelings out there, the whole nine. So I respect and appreciate she's doing that. The packaging, the whole whatever, you know.
Oh, yeah, the packaging.
Yeah,
definitely the packaging. Shout out to whoever made her fucking top, by the way. I just want to say that, by the way. Shout out to leather, faux leather, whatever the fuck that is. No, but on the real, hey, if you like it, go support them. Listen, it's all about if you're adding to the fucking game, go. You know, there's something for everybody. So we're not here to sway anybody. We're just here to show you what we're catching, and we give you a little bit of sometimes biased and sometimes unbiased opinion, but it's just an opinion.
It's an
You
opinion.
understand?
Yes,
So,
it's out there. And like you
it-
said, we're just bringing awareness to these things. We don't necessarily have to like it either, but we know and we respect that there's a culture of people out there like-minded to us that will appreciate and that will like that. So that's what we're here to do, is to fucking bring you the news, because that's what we do.
exactly. And here, when I say bring you anything and everything from the trenches, and here you go. If this shit has 1 decibel of distorted guitars on it, or some distorted or graffiti or spray paint on it, we want a piece of it. So, but on some real shit, I don't even want to say on some real shit, but on some more focused music with an agenda and a whole everything. My boys from Earth Crisis are fucking back with a fucking pre-order from from the depths of fucking Syracuse.
That's right.
What do we got here, Busky? Talk to me.
Yeah, new Earth Crisis stuff coming out on Holy Mountain Records. The pre-orders went up, I think, a couple of days ago, and from what I understand, a lot of it's pretty much sold out now. So hopefully by the time you're hearing this, it isn't, but give it a shot, give it a check if you haven't. Vegan for the Animals is the name of the 7-inch. I think they really cut right to the point with the name of that title,
Yeah, you want to know? Yeah, I didn't get to hear it yet. I want to hear it, so I'm actually really curious of what's right. Yeah, Vegan for the Animals.
Yeah, it's 2 new songs. I'll send it to you. I have it if it's if you want to check it out. It's it's Earth Crisis. It sounds like Destroy the Machine sort of era, a little bit older sounding, metal still. I mean, it's Earth Crisis, but it's 2 new songs, and then they re-recorded 2 songs that were on the live record. That were at the time just unreleased songs. So Smash or Be Smashed and Fate of the Neo Gods, they re-recorded those songs and put them on this. So 2 new songs, 2 older re-recorded songs, and Holy
Fate
Mountain.
of the Neo Gods. That's total Carl, because Carl's sick in the head.
Yeah.
He's such a nut and crazy. I love them.
Yep.
The new merch is dope. I like that one shirt right there. I'm not throwing no hints. Holy Mountain Printing, size extra large.
That's right.
That one on the right, that shit is dope with the wrench and the whole big back wrench thing over there.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, fucking Holy Mountain Printing. I was about to actually. I asked Carl, and they had sold out. And I went to buy it. I wanted to buy the Earth Crisis New York Knicks fucking basketball jersey.
Oh, yeah.
And they sold out. So hint, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Whenever that reprint comes, I need that Knicks one.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
No, but shout out to Earth Crisis. Again, I'm glad they're doing their thing. Again, dudes that are such great players. I haven't even heard it. I know it's good, but I'm glad that they're doing music. When you play that good, you should be making music. You know what I mean? And,
for sure.
And they're important. They're an important band too. That it's good that, again, all these lanes that we had, we still have some of the OGs of these lanes doing their thing. Not to be like follow me, but like, hey, look, we're still here. You know what I mean? Kind of, this is what we at. This is what we came up, and this is what we're gonna die at, kind of thing. So
yeah,
you know what
definitely. I mean? Yeah, they're lifer dudes. You know what I mean? I grew up with these dudes for many years, so it's like I know exactly where they come from, what they're all about, and to say that they, really are forever true, and everything that they put on paper and promoted and all this stuff. You know what I mean? Like it's 100% the realest. The real and. All you got to do is look at this, Vegan for the Animals. Look at the cover. Look at everything. Yeah. It's like they literally live and breathe, this lifestyle. And Carl very well too. And he's one of the smartest, most outspoken, people when it comes to promoting this lifestyle. So whether you're a part of it or not, like we said before, this is all a part of the culture, and it's huge. And to think of what they've done for the culture in terms of promoting veganism and all of these things.
Exactly. All you motherfuckers right now with your vegan lattes, your vegan waffles, your vegan chicken and waffles. These motherfuckers. I was on tour with Earth Crisis when they were living off Pedialites.
Yep.
And that's just a fucking fact, because there was no Crossroads and no PF Chang's and Wing Wangs and fucking whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Yeah.
But shout out to Crossroads, by the way. I need some of those fucking that kale salad. But anyway, but shout out to, speaking of grass and Earth Crisis, shout out to Earth Crisis. And I saw another thing that's popping up in the city. Another boat show is popping up, right?
Yes, there is. These boat shows are great. I don't know if anybody's ever gone to any of these or not, but for a number of years now, our buddy Jake from Rocks Off has been doing these boat shows. Murphy's Law plays a bunch of them. But every summer, he has a bunch of cool bands come in town, and they go out on this boat, which goes up and around the Statue of Liberty and just cruises around, the harbors in New York. So this year, September 16th, H2O is going to be doing the boat show with Verbal Assault, which is really cool too. Another, old band that came back sort of and has another go round.
Let me ask you, how many of these you went to?
Man, I've seen Murphy's Law a bunch. I think I saw Scarhead on the boat once. I definitely saw Hatebreed on the boat once.
That's crazy. I've been wanting to go to these. I never got to go to one.
They're pretty fucking cool, man. They really are. They're definitely fun. They're cool. It's a nice big boat.
What about doing the black and blue on a boat?
I know. Hey,
yeah, that'd be dangerous. You kidding me? There'll be mad. We would need mad inner tubes just surrounding the outside of the boat. People will be flying off, getting pushed off, jumping off.
Yeah, dude, it's wild, but they're fun. They're always fun, and it's pretty amazing and interesting experience to go see a hardcore show on a boat. So these are always cool. So definitely check that out.
Yeah, shout out to fucking Toby and everybody out there doing their thing. And Verbal Assault support the OGs. I didn't even know they were back doing their thing.
Yep.
So that's cool. Go check them out. Fucking go check out Toby and that and all that other shit. And then you put me on. There's some new releases that just dropped, right?
We do. Yep.
The name, I love the name because it reminds me of fucking just some old school shit.
Yeah.
So Busky hit us with this. Where we got the Beach Rats.
Beach Rats, very cool Jersey Shore band. Anybody that's into that sort of Jersey Shore style hardcore, it's got a bunch of familiar names. Ari from the band Lifetime is singing for this band, so very cool to see him playing in a band again.
Yeah.
Two guys from the Bouncing Souls, Brian, the bass player and a guitar player, are in this band, and also Brian Baker from Minor Threat and Deg Nasty, Bad Religion. So kind of this really cool all-star quote unquote band of Jersey Shore guys, and like the name implies, it's kind of got that vibe. It's got that shore vibe, pretty typical, or not typical, pretty as you would expect from these guys, sort of that shore punk hardcore, poppy.
Did they play any shows yet, or they just?
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure. This sort of just popped up. It's kind of a new thing. Obviously, Brian, I'm sure, juggles a lot with Bad Religion, so this is probably more of a when he's at home and he's got time type of a band. But I gotta say though, Brian Baker's been doing like a little bit of a comeback. I've been kind of seeing his presence around a lot. Yeah.
Again, some OGs that were never seen before are being more accessible nowadays, which it should be, because this is the world they come from, if they like it or not. Despite where some of these people, the lives they're living now, don't forget where the fuck you come from.
Yeah.
That's what so I like when the OGs come.
Yeah.
They you know what you do when you go by your own neighborhood? You say, let me go take a ride around my old neighborhood, right?
Yep.
That if you go back to your old hood and you don't go back there, there's a reason why. You weren't from there, you didn't belong there, and they don't want you there. So it says a lot. You know what I mean?
Totally.
So
I think that's what's cool is he ended up in Jersey at the Jersey Shore, Brian Baker. Obviously he's not from Jersey, but through life, whatever happened, he ended up recently in the Jersey Shore. And, instead of sitting there just being the guy from Bad Religion, he decided to start a band with a bunch of other Jersey Shore local hardcore dudes, So like you said, it's cool to see these guys, doing these bigger, smaller projects on top of their bigger projects, and never forgetting, where they came from. For sure.
And who's on drums? Snooky's on drums, and Jay Wow. You said it for Jersey Shore. Imagine.
Right.
I want to see Snooky on drums.
The Situation.
Yeah. But it's good to see a lot of new things happening and there's also, again, we are lucky. Like I said, with the Hard Corner, we want to bring you the 411 from around the planet, because this thing of ours, again, you see right here, I rock that New York hardcore shit, but this is a hardcore family. It ain't about what city, what state, what planet you come from. As long as you involved, you live this shit and you support this shit, you're part of the family. With that being said, all over the planet. We have a lot of things going on. And like when I tell you, this is the spot where the news brings you the news. A lot of things are happening right here on home turf. And we got our favorite man on the street, my brother Danny Diablo, with the 411 on what's crack-a-lacking with him and his world. So Gator Fool, let's hit them with that 411.
Right, this is Danny Diablo, the man on the scene for Hard Corner. Right now we're doing the Scarhead music video, All Generators of Violence, back in the day. What's up, everyone? This is Danny Diablo. You're at the Hard Corner right now. Check this out. I'm in fucking Jersey, undisclosed place. Actually, my boy Ken1357 from Story, Queens, baby. We're in Jersey. Jimmy, Story, Queens.
Story, baby.
Story. We got Queens all up here. I want to say that right now we're doing back in the day video for Force Fire Records for Scarhead Generators of Violence EP. Now, I'm doing this for the Hard Corner. Shout out to fucking my man Hoya Rock and my man Busky. Right now we finished the Scarhead back in the day video. Right now Scarhead's new EP, Generators of Violence, is out on all digital platforms. You get the CD at forcefirerecords.com, and also you get my merch at DannyDiablomerch.com. But the big thing that happened today that made me feel fucking real cool is that everyone came down. Travis McCoy came down, his girl came down. Joe Fatal finally made it after fucking being late as usual. But fucking everyone, Piss Mobs in the house, East Train Records is in the house, Concrete Dream. What's up, everyone? This is Danny Diablo. You are at the Hard Corner. Right now, we're at the Scarhead video shoot for Back in the Day, featuring my brother, Travis McCoy.
Back in the day, when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore.
He's been out here killing it. Check this out. I want to ask you, Travis, what's going on with your solo project? What's the name of it? And tell me when it dropped and what's going on.
July 15th, my brand new album just dropped, Never Slept Better. I had the grandiose opportunity to have my brother Danny in the video for Stop It. I got it. If you ain't seen it, you better go see it. But Never Slept Better dropped July 15th, and shit is moving full fucking Monarch, which is my next single. And I segued that real quick. You know what I'm saying?
What's going on? Where are you going on the road? What's going on? What projects?
So right now we got we're working with Camp Nice. We're gonna do a full on experience where we have like hardcore, like A1 Day One fans come out and camp with us for a night, and I play the entire record around the bonfire. You know what I'm saying? If you're lucky to get a ticket, you're lucky to get a ticket. You know what I'm saying? But then after that, it's just full on promo. You know what I'm saying? Touring the world.
Well, right now, everyone, tell them where they can get your fucking album right now.
Right now, I mean, every platform. You know what I'm saying? Apple Music, Spotify, goddamn, what's the other ones? Amazon, on any platform you can get music on. Look for Never Slept Better by Travis McCoy, you know what I'm saying? And shout out to my brother Danny Diablo, you know what I mean? Like all day.
My man right here, my brother, thank you for doing this. Came down out here. Hey, Mike. Came down, represented, and that was it. Travis McCoy, get his new single, get his fucking album, this man rules. Fucking, and everyone, we're here at the Hard Corner. Thank you. Back to you, Hoya Busky. Gang. McCoy from Gym Class Heroes. Check this out right now. Look at this. We got the guitar player right here, John. My bass player, Zach. My guitar player. There's some Polish guy, I don't know what this is, but I'm saying this is how it gets down. That's how we get down, right here. And my boy, my best friend, drummer, who I started with this music shit with, Jimmy the Greek from the Story.
Thank you, MQ. Thank you, MQ.
Thank you, MQ. We have graffiti, BMXs, pool, BMX bikes, pool, and barbecues. Right there, that's Chris from Piss Mob. That's it. This is it. Back in the day. That's it, man. You know, Scarhead's doing shit. Crown Thorns is touring. We're going to be touring Crown Thorns in September. We're at National Front in Singapore on the West Coast, baby. And that's it. I love you. Peace, love, and unity. Drago, thank you so much. As my cameraman, and Hoya, I need a raise. Back to you, Busky and Hoya Rock.
Shout out to my brother.
Hell yeah.
Fucking Ezek, man on the streets. Look at shout out to not only I know he tries to take my title for hardest working guy in hardcore, so I'll share it with him. But shout out to him. He's been really grinding on that shit, and he's our guy. When you see him out there, and if he has a camera, you know what he's coming at you for the hard corner. Like when I tell you the news brings you the news brings you the news. And Ezek's a Jew, so he's a Jew that brings you the news. So how about that? That's how we keep it shit. But
yeah.
But it's dope to see what everybody saw out there right now was a little bit of a some of what Scarhead's doing, and shout out to Scarhead. Shout out to Travis for jumping on and just all the behind the scenes footage. What do you think, Busky? Some cool shit, right?
Love it. Like you said, Ezek's always got his hand in something. He's always working on something. Every weekend, he's either in a recording studio or recording a video or doing an art show or something. So good to see him active. Good to see Scarhead out there. Good to see Dimmy out there and Zach and all those dudes. So
definitely. And again, shout out to Travis McCoy for jumping on. And he always shows love, and he knows what time it is with everything. And fucking yeah, no, it's good to see. I'm glad and by the way, Ezek's part of a new series that my bro Kamal Hamed from the Jerky Boys directed. He has a new series that's on Tubi. I don't know all the info yet. Next week, we're going to have the 411 on that shit for everybody. And we might even have Kamal jump on, maybe and talk a little bit about it and give you some more on it. But there's a new series on. Go check it out. Kamal Hamed. I forgot the name. I'm going to hit up Ezek, but Ezek's in it. Support it. We out here. So shout out to Ezek being out there grinding. And
that's dope. What's the tie-in with you and Camille? I knew that there was something there. Is he Corona?
Yeah, no. So Kamal Hamed, shout out to the Jerky Boy. So for everybody out there, if you're a Jerky Boy fan, he's an old friend. Kamal he grew up on the Lower East Side. His father was actually the first guy to own the first Indian restaurant on that one street with all the Indian restaurants, downtown. Long story short, we used to hang out at the bar all the time, and me and my brother would see this big, we didn't know if he was Spanish, mix or whatever, in a leather jacket, and he used to have a case with him. And we're like, oh, this dude got to be the drug dealer. We would see him every weekend when we were hanging out. We're like, this guy's the drug dealer hanging out. Long story short, we start talking, whatever, and then one day he goes to me, yo, you want to buy a tape? And he pulls out a tape, and it was the Jerky Boy tape. Long story short, he's like, yeah, I do these crank calls. From that day on, I don't know how many endless hours.
Yeah.
Me, my brother, Ezek, Kamal, just standing on the corner of Avenue A and fucking 8th Street, literally destroying everybody who walks by for hours and hours. Like the bar, the club, we'd leave that to hang out on the streets.
Amazing.
Like, some of my best times on the LES was me, Ezek, Kamal, Freddie, my brother, just ranking on everybody, each other.
Wow.
But long story short, he started directing. I actually was in a horror movie he did called Raptorious. Go check that out. Me and my brother were in that, and he's doing his thing. And again, showing love. He puts people on, so. But shout out to Kamal Hamed and whatever. And and also as we're on that whole worldwide family tip, the hard corner is keeping shit mega universal. Like when I tell you this family is a worldwide family, it's a worldwide family. So that means we have to make that phone call and make sure everybody's all right around the planet. So I had to tap in with my brother over in Germany, fucking Deutschland's finest from Hollanda. He's our man from Europe, the hard corners man from Europe, fucking Essen's finest, and I don't know where he lives now, but the voice behind Ball for Pain, my brother Rob Franson is the man for the hard corner across the seas. I had to reach out, and he had to drop me some 411 on what's crack-a-lacking, and we have a lot of cool shit. Gator Food, let's just hit him with it. Yo, Rob, what up?
This Rob from Bone for Pain for the hard corner. This Rob from Bone for Pain for the fucking hard corner. Hey, my man Craig from Singapore. How you doing?
It's been a minute.
So we're at North Open here.
Yeah.
So is this your guys' first gig or what is it?
It was our second gig. We played last night in Slovenia, Metal Fest. It was really good. Sun was in our eyes, but it was Craig Silverman's first show with us, which was great.
Yeah, why is Craig playing with you guys?
Pete has a pinched hernia, so the doctor said that you can't really go on tour because it's getting closed off. So once it fully closes off, you know, it could.
Sciatica.
Well, no, he could kill him. So he has to get it taken care of. He'll be fine. But if he doesn't get it taken care of, and something would have happened, and he was in Europe, he'd be in real trouble.
Sounds serious. So that's Craig. For the people that don't know, that's Craig from Agnostic Front. I mean,
Yeah, Craig
not
Silver-
everybody knows my friend.
Craig Silver from Agnostic Front is filling in. It's the one and only time we'll ever have a fill-in member. And I'm Craig ahead, a different Craig. But the band's very powerful now. We're two Craigs, one of which is a bass player.
A bass player, but you know. Where are you guys tomorrow?
Tomorrow, somewhere else in Germany. I don't remember.
I wouldn't expect you to.
I don't. I never remember anything. You read that? Because I can't read it.
No, I need reading glasses, my friend.
I'm getting old.
Yeah, I need +1.5. What do you have?
I do about a 175 in reading glasses.
There you go. Old hardcore man, check it out for the hardcore. We're here with Mikey,
Mike from Madball. We're all about the hard corner.
playing for Under this tour though.
Correct.
Where are we, Mike?
We're in Essen, Germany, having a grand old time.
This is not open air. Erno just played. How was the show?
Pretty good.
Mike, you're playing some shows with Unread. Usually you're with Madball, as everybody knows.
That's correct.
Yeah. How did you get touring like this?
They reached out to me and they asked if I would be interested in doing some shows and I said sure. Let me dust off these dogs. 15 years of dust. And
because you used to play for Unread, right?
correct. Yeah. 15 years ago. And now here I am 15 years later playing those songs and it sounds like a drum kit being thrown down a flight of stairs, but hey, that's okay.
It is what it is. So where are you guys tomorrow? No clue.
No idea. I actually Rice Open Air.
Oh, yeah, Reed's opening.
Reed's Open Air, yeah.
Oh, you're playing with Julius today, right?
We do?
I think you do. I don't know. I think you do. They play it too. But anyways,
Expectations! Ah!
I guess that's what it is. Mike, see you guys later.
Cheers.
Shout out to our man overseas, Rob. And listen, Mikey, my brother. First of all, mad love to Mikey out there killing it with Unearth, and I love Mikey, my brother of many words. That's right there. And first of all, this is a spot for your formal and your informal news, by the way. Let me just make that a fucking. But shout out to Rob. He's our guy out there. He's the one out, another fanatic like we are. So you're gonna be seeing him in Europe. Whenever you see Rob with the camera, you already know the hard corner's in the building. But that's some cool footage, man. The sick of it all shit. As you saw, pretty bugged out to see them without Pete playing, right? Pretty crazy, right?
Yeah, it's a different energy for sure. I mean, he's a ball of fire on stage, you know. So I'm sure they sound amazing, and I'm sure everyone's still loving them. Those are classic songs, you know. So
yeah, it was cool footage, and shout out to Craig always. You know, that's my brother, and also,
that's right.
You know, Craig's also, you know, a big supporter of everything we do. You know, bass all day. If it's bass, you know, he knows what time it is. But shout out to fucking Rob. Shout out to Sick of It All out there doing their thing. Shout out to everybody out there in Europe doing that, you know, just playing. Shout out to Mike and Unearth.
Yeah.
And by the way, speaking of that, there's some shows that just got booked with Unearth and Madball in the Midwest. So stay tuned and come through, because the fucking Hardcore and the Smoking Word podcast is gonna be in the building. So with that being said, but definitely again, it feels good to see everybody back in Europe doing their things, like nothing, like we didn't miss a beat kind of shit.
Yep, for sure.
You know what I mean? So
Definitely.
but good shit. Shout out to everybody doing their thing. And yeah, I got to, you know what? We're gonna talk about this in a minute, but let's hit them with the new drop of the week. This is some fire, and yo, Gator Food, let's hit them with that. This right here. First of all, for all you, is this the devil hand or is this one? Which one is the devil one?
Pick and choose. I don't
Like
know,
it-
man.
I
I'm
don't
going
know,
with that
but-
one.
All right, this is the devil one, but you're gonna see it here first before we continue. I just came up with a game changer. We're gonna hit him with it, Busky, right now.
Here we go.
Hit him. What do you call it? What was it? What we call
What
it?
did you go? What do we call it? I forget.
The heartogram, right?
The heart. No.
What was it? What do we call it? Listen, yo, come on. Listen, I won't. We will not continue till we say. I just took.
Was it heart?
The heart, yeah, the heart. Listen, we took this and threw it out, and we did pit out the hard horns, right? The hornogram. Man, I'm pissed off. We fucking
the hashtag went down the drain.
Hashtag hard horns, hornogram. Man, I'm whatever.
Listen, we might have to edit this out.
No, nothing gets edited. This is what it is. We get that real 411, but on the real. So I'm scrolling. Listen, Instagram, TikTok, all that shit. I gotta say, there's things I hate and things I love. I love when I get to catch something that's new that caught my eye.
Yeah.
My bro, an old good friend of mine, my bro, Ill Bill, just dropped a fucking crazy single. I'm not just, first of all, I'm a big hip hop fan, but I'm also not a hip hop fan of everything. I've always been a fan of Bill, but right now, the way hip hop's going, I'm not a big fan of where it's at.
Yep.
When I heard this single, not because it's Bill, I said, holy shit, it's on that eerie shit he always had. But something about the energy, the production of the track, the style of the track, it's on just, it seems old school, but being new school. Like, it's hard to explain, but he caught the energy. And I actually shout out to Ill Bill. I just talked to him the other day. He's gonna be popping up when he's ready to fucking drop some shit. But he's grinding and dropping mad music. And this single's ridiculous. And he got fucking some OGs on it. He got Tragedy Gaddafi. I forgot who else is on it, but that's an OG from Queensbridge. Yep. And just a dope track, man. I've been bumping it a lot, man. I gotta say, the imagery is crazy though. This shit kind of bugs me out. I gotta talk to him about this.
Bill's great, man. He knows the deal, you know. And again, he's cut from a very similar, if not the same cloth. And you know, he knows punk, he knows metal, he knows his shit, he knows music, and he's a veteran at this point of hip hop, you know. And he's one of those guys that just, to me, is just getting better and better and better. You know, always loved the solo stuff, the nonfiction stuff, the La Coca Nostra stuff, and then all of his features. You know, he's always with the right guys, whether it's Sean Price or some of these other guys. You always see him with. You know, he's never doing some corny, phony shit. He's always with legit dudes. And like you said, it's always grimy and it's always eerie and it's always Bill. You know, like he's never. He's never fallen off. He's only gotten better and fucking better.
Yeah, and what I love is he's somebody that comes from where we come from, the same DNA from hardcore metal, but you hear the influences come out in the music, but he was never trying to be a metal hip hop band and never a hardcore rapper, like in that sense of hardcore punk. You know, it just like what Madball did with hip hop. We never were a hip hop hardcore band. We were a hardcore band, but our influences seeped in. Yeah, me and Bill be twinning. He knows what time it is. You know, we on the same page in a lot of things, and he's doing where Madball was at, just on that side, kind of, you know, bringing it in the outside influences to his own lane. And that's what we did. And that's why we ended up meeting in the middle later on in life. You know, shout out to Nonfiction. That's family right there, you know, all of them. And I'm glad that we got some, you know, hard-hitting real motherfuckers, you know, on deck, you know, and it's good to see him getting shine. And shout out to Nems too. I know Bill dropped the record and Nems is popping right now with the whole Fuck Your Life and that whole shit. So
for sure. And I want to shout out Vinny Paz too. He's another guy that I feel like comes from this similar thing. You know, he's a hardcore dude that got into hip hop, and he's at the top of his game now. And him and Bill have joined up and did Heavy Metal Kings. And Vinny's another guy that's just, you know, top tier. So shout out to Bill, for sure. All those dudes. It's all great, you know, Necro and all those guys.
Yeah, definitely shout out fucking Bill, all those, and fucking everybody, the whole underground movement, you know what I mean? Because you got to remember, like, anything that gets planted in the underground, that shit breaks through eventually. And if it doesn't, it's, you know, we stay where we fertilize and where we belong, you know, that's just how it works. So it's good to see people coming out, starting to grow and sprout out, and seeing more eyes recognizing the time that we put in this music shit, because you know, we all lifers in this shit, you know what I mean? So it's good to see people get, you know, their just due. So shout out to Ill Bill, shout out to everybody out there putting out music, and shout out to everybody who's been tuning in, subscribing. Again, it's very important that everybody's subscribing to the channel, commenting, and hitting the like buttons and all that shit. With that, when you do that, it shows the powers that be that the hard corners in the building, and it'll have more eyes on our show. So remember this, we got to spread the word on this movement. We got to keep the movement alive. Shout out Busky. You already know what time it is. That's right. Shout out to everybody who's been tuning in. You know the deal. Anything you want to let the people know till next week, Busky?
Same as usual, you know, like, follow, and subscribe. Like you said, we need participation. So, you know, smash those buttons, leave some comments, hit the notification whenever we go, you know, whenever these things get posted, you'll get a notification. So you'll be the first to view it. And, you know, if you want to support the movement, hit that Patreon. You know, I know we've got a couple friends that have recently joined up, so I appreciate that on my behalf. So, you know, just keep moving. That's all we're trying to do here, is keep pushing this thing forward. So
absolutely. And shout out to the Patreon family, because they're the ones who really make this shit happen. They give me the extra wiggle room for all you civilians, but keep tapping in. Every week we're coming at you with that new shit. So tap in, join the movement, enjoy the ride. The hard corners in the motherfucking building. Gator Food, we out. Till next week. Busky, we out.
Peace.
Peace.
You know when the time is right, everything in sight, man. One hand over the other, man. Both wash the face and the body, man. Shit is all drip, sauce manicotti. Talk to him. Hey, yo, hey, yo, hey, yo. They say our life and our death has already been written in the book. Our destiny set, hanging like fishes from a hook. So say our fate's already predetermined. The way some people are saints and other people are vermin. Travel colossal, learn anything is possible. Until my daughter was born, I was mad, irresponsible. But now I'm organized, comfortable in chaos. Assault the Lord of lies to humble you in the seance. Pay the cost to be the boss. Only book for Cuban links like rain ghosts. I be sprayed and toast. Point blank, brains played your close. Now your brain stain your clothes. Praying for Satan to come and claim your soul. Indulge in the rich smooth like Swiss chocolates. But in your crib, my shooters never miss targets. Listen to these voices that serenade us. In the darkest of hours, to let us know we're the greatest system. Crying sounding like they crying from beyond the grave. I walk through the valley of death, but I'm not afraid. I can show you how to adapt at any time of day. Rock a sword and shot in your hat and blow it out your brain. Skull and bones, don't Geronimo skull. Jump out the window in pursuit of an anonymous foe. Institution, the lies, smartest explode. Lying naked in the coffin like
Write rhymes in my mom percenter. 88 crack era. Ill rhyme inventor. Foreign bitches named My Allegra. What's up, baby? My endeavor, major paper agenda. My agenda, dark skinned Nikki Tesla. I apply the pressure. Off the no bullshit series, who really had text in their dresser? Taking a shot at my brethren. The best lesson is a paid lesson. No question, abundantly. I create more of a sort of break bread, Sodom and Gomorrah, Audi Max sprayer. Y'all know the aura. 2-5 supreme order, get the raw in at the border. Leviathan, don't be trying him, blood sport. When I spit a quote, cut your life shorter. Yeah, who fly then? If first you don't succeed, nigga, try again. Predatorial predator, ski mask carnivore. Homie, what you reppin' for? Mike, you hit the beef, everybody on the floor. I'm taking everything until an angel sing. I deprive rappers of oxygen, reduce their blood count. Hit the booth, then I black out like back in the Mac out. Billy got me back in the trap house. I want all the mills and the stacks out. Let's get all the cap and the facts out. That route, villain is Queens, and y'all know what that's about.